Today, we're looking at 20 open-world games so immersive and rewarding, you'll happily spend hours exploring them.
Areas heavily protected by the Arkham Knight's drone forces.
Batman Arkham Knight presents Gotham as a dark, oppressive city shaped by fear and decay. Rain-soaked streets, towering structures, and narrow alleys create a sense of vertical tension that defines exploration. Every area feels purposeful, designed to support careful observation and methodical movement. The city itself tells a story. Environmental details, crime scenes, and side narratives deepen Gotham's atmosphere, making it feel constantly on edge. Traversal across rooftops and streets reinforces the fantasy of inhabiting this world. Arkham Knight's open world is focused and deliberate, prioritizing mood and cohesion over sheer scale. No Man's Sky presents exploration on a cosmic scale, offering an entire universe filled with procedurally generated planets. Each world features unique terrain, climates, and ecosystems, encouraging constant curiosity. Discovery is driven by the simple desire to see what lies beyond the horizon. Progression expands possibilities through technology, crafting, and base building, giving structure without limiting freedom. Quiet moments between discoveries reinforce a sense of solitude and wonder. No Man's Sky is built around patience and exploration, capturing the joy of venturing into the unknown. Hogwarts Legacy builds its open world around atmosphere and familiarity. Hogwarts itself feels dense and layered, filled with secret passages, hidden rooms, and magical details that reward curiosity. Surrounding regions expand the experience with varied landscapes and landmarks. Exploration feels personal and unforced. Flying across the countryside or wandering castle corridors naturally leads to discovery. Optional activities and environmental puzzles enrich the world without disrupting immersion. The experience is designed to let players live inside the world on their own terms. Horizon Zero Dawn introduces a world defined by contrast, blending lush wilderness with remnants of lost civilizations. Exploration constantly rewards curiosity through ruins, vantage points, and environmental storytelling. Each biome feels distinct, encouraging varied approaches to travel and discovery. Lore unfolds gradually through visual cues and optional discoveries, giving weight to exploration. The world feels carefully structured, offering a strong sense of progression without overwhelming the player. Days Gone presents an open world defined by constant movement and unease. Traveling through forests, highways, and abandoned towns never feels safe, especially as conditions change between day and night. Exploration is shaped by limited resources and long distances, creating tension even during quiet moments. The world feels unpredictable, pushing players to adapt their routes and plans on the fly. What stands out is how the environment reinforces survival themes. Settlements evolve, regions grow more dangerous, and the road itself becomes a character in the experience. Optional locations and hidden stories add emotional depth, revealing fragments of life before collapse. The world feels harsh but grounded, encouraging cautious exploration and reinforcing a strong sense of place. Cyberpunk 2077 introduces Night City as a dense, layered metropolis driven by atmosphere. Skyscrapers, neon-lit streets, and contrasting districts stack vertically, encouraging exploration across multiple levels. The city feels alive at all hours, with lighting, crowds, and environmental detail constantly shifting. What sets Night City apart is its narrative density. Stories are embedded into locations, conversations, and visual cues, rewarding players who slow down and observe. Side content often feels as meaningful as the main path, reinforcing immersion. The world invites deep engagement, making exploration feel rich and personal. Assassin's Creed Origins brings ancient Egypt to life through scale and atmosphere. Vast deserts and the flowing Nile create a world that feels both majestic and grounded. Exploration is driven by curiosity rather than obligation, encouraging slow travel. Historical detail and environmental storytelling enrich every location. Hidden tombs, ruins, and landmarks reward attention and observation. The world invites deliberate exploration, emphasizing discovery and immersion over speed. Watch Dogs 2 portrays an open-world San Francisco that feels vibrant, modern, and constantly reactive. The city is built around density and flow, encouraging players to move freely between streets, rooftops, interiors, and public spaces. The world naturally invites experimentation, rewarding curiosity with emergent situations rather than scripted paths. What makes the map stand out is how systems interact with everyday life. Pedestrians, traffic, events, and environmental details constantly shift, giving the impression of a living city rather than a static playground. The overall tone keeps things light and playful, turning simple movement through the city into an engaging experience. Death Stranding approaches open-world design by centering the experience on movement and isolation. Traversing its fractured landscapes requires planning, awareness, and respect for the terrain, turning every journey into a deliberate act. Mountains, rivers, and weather conditions shape how you move, making the environment itself the primary obstacle. Early exploration feels lonely and hostile, reinforcing the emotional weight of the world. The world communicates its themes through scale, silence, and repetition, supported by subtle environmental storytelling and music, making each successful journey feel quietly rewarding and deeply personal. Where Winds Meet emphasizes freedom of movement and elegance in its open-world design. Inspired by wuxia traditions, the environment allows graceful traversal across mountains, villages, and open landscapes. Exploration feels fluid, encouraging players to move intuitively rather than follow rigid route. The world unfolds through quiet discovery. Hidden challenges, side stories, and environmental details emerge naturally as you roam. Progression expands your relationship with the environment, reinforcing a sense of personal growth. Where Winds Meet creates an experience centered on flow, curiosity, and atmosphere. GTA 5 delivers a massive open world defined by variety and contrast. Los Santos blends urban sprawl, mountains, and coastline into a cohesive map that constantly shifts tone. Exploration often leads to unexpected encounters and side stories that emerge naturally. The world supports multiple perspectives, adding depth to familiar locations. Movement across the map feels essential, reinforcing scale and freedom. Environmental systems and dense activity keep the world engaging long after the main narrative ends. Hell Is Us takes a bold approach by stripping away traditional navigation aids, forcing players to rely entirely on observation and memory. From the very first steps, the world feels hostile and unfamiliar, filled with ruins, scars of conflict, and unsettling silence. The environment itself tells the story. Destroyed villages, strange structures, and environmental clues gradually reveal a darker narrative beneath the surface. Hell Is Us rewards patience and attention, offering a rare experience where exploration feels dangerous, intimate, and deeply intentional. Far Cry 5's open world thrives on constant activity and environmental storytelling. Set in rural Montana, the map blends natural beauty with an underlying sense of unease, where unexpected events can interrupt exploration at any moment. Regions are structured around escalating tension, giving each area a distinct tone while still allowing free movement and discovery. Exploration feels dynamic rather than scripted. Wildlife, civilians, and environmental details create a world that reacts as you move through it, keeping exploration engaging through variety and momentum. Marvel's Spider-Man centers its open world around movement and verticality. New York City is constantly inviting players to stay in motion, turning traversal into a defining feature of exploration. Districts feel distinct, packed with visual detail and activity that make the city feel alive at all times. Landmarks, side activities, and spontaneous events naturally pull you off course without breaking immersion. Progression expands how you interact with the environment, keeping movement fresh and expressive. The result is a world designed to be enjoyed simply by existing within it. Ghost of Tsushima presents an open world guided by nature. Rolling fields, dense forests, and coastal cliffs stretch across the island, with the wind subtly directing players toward points of interest. Exploration feels calm and organic, allowing long rides across the landscape without interruption. The world's visual clarity makes navigation intuitive and immersive. Beyond its beauty, the island feels emotionally grounded. Quiet moments, shrines, and small side stories enrich the experience without overwhelming it. The pacing encourages reflection, balancing large-scale journeys with intimate discoveries. Ghost of Tsushima excels at making exploration feel poetic, turning movement through the world into a core part of its identity. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the perfect game for those who enjoy exploring open world. Towns, villages, and countryside operate on daily cycles, with characters following schedules and reacting to reputation and behavior. Exploration often begins through overheard conversations or subtle environmental hints rather than explicit objectives, reinforcing immersion. The map encourages slow, thoughtful travel. Roads matter, landmarks become familiar, and small discoveries feel earned through attention rather than direction. It's an experience that values patience and long-term investment, rewarding players who treat the environment as a real place rather than a backdrop. Elden Ring introduces its open world as a place of complete freedom from the very first moment. The lands between unfold without rigid paths or forced direction, encouraging players to roam vast plains, ruined castles, underground regions, and distant landmarks simply because they look intriguing. Exploration feels natural and unfiltered, driven by visual curiosity rather than objective. The world rarely explains itself, letting landscapes, architecture, and silence create a sense of mystery that pulls you forward without pressure. What makes the experience special is how discovery feels earned. Elden Ring trusts the player to get lost, rewarding that trust with moments of awe, surprise, and personal accomplishment that make the world feel ancient and alive. Skyrim offers near-total freedom in how players approach its world. Mountains, forests, cities, and ruins are packed with stories that emerge organically through exploration. Wandering off the main path often leads to unexpected quests and memorable encounters. Progression feels open-ended, allowing characters to grow naturally through experimentation. Dynamic systems and environmental variety ensure that no two journeys feel the same. Skyrim remains a timeless open world built around player-driven discovery. The Witcher 3 builds its open world as a living continent shaped by history, politics, and human struggle. From war-torn villages to crowded cities and remote islands, each region has a distinct identity that reflects the people who inhabit it. Traveling across the world feels purposeful, not because of markers, but because stories naturally emerge along the road. Small encounters often evolve into memorable narratives, making exploration feel meaningful rather than mechanical. Instead of feeling like a checklist, the map becomes a collection of lived-in spaces where narrative and exploration are inseparable, encouraging slow travel and attentive observation. Red Dead Redemption 2 offers one of the most immersive open worlds ever created. Dense forests, snowy mountains, and muddy towns blend seamlessly into a landscape that feels alive. Exploration is driven by atmosphere rather than urgency, allowing players to wander freely and discover moments that feel unscripted and personal. The world reacts subtly to your presence. Wildlife behavior, weather shifts, and ambient events create a sense of constant motion. Side activities emerge naturally during travel, reinforcing the feeling of inhabiting a real space. The slow pacing encourages observation, making exploration feel reflective and deeply memorable. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.